What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Gotham here. I want to thank everybody for supporting the content and coming back and checking out this video. This is episode number 44. Let's get to it. The topic is, how many is too many? This is a topic that's been going on in the community since 2020. I seen this comment on Reddit a few days ago, and it was an interesting twist on the situation, because I never really thought about asking myself, like, how many is too many? You know, most of us will buy these cabinets like throughout the years, maybe two. Some people will buy the whole lineup. I know I'm a victim of my circumstances because of it, because I have a large collection of myself, you know, from At Games to Arcade 1-Up to MVXX, Unicodes, MVXX to Goth League with their pinball tables, you know, and etc. We're not forgetting IRK, because we got our IRK fanboys out there too. So a lot of people over the years has basically went from having a huge collection to now downsizing. And even though some people might have kept their collection, the question you have to think is, like, did I go over? Did I assess over this hobby of mine? Did I really get to quench that thirst of having my home arcade and then just shining in front of everybody with the big grin, like, yo, I did this? Or did I over exaggerate and then had empty pockets, like damn, I should have never bought that Arcade 1-Up or that At Games or that IRK that I really did need, because I just wanted to be a part of the conversation. I think we have to look at those things in generally. One, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, do I have the space? A lot of times we will make space when there's no space. I feel that when it comes to the space coordinate, do you have an extra room that you can spare? Like myself, I'm gonna use myself as an example. I'm a bachelor. I have a 2-bedroom apartment. I use my side room is kind of the size of a master bedroom as my game room. And in that room, I didn't open all my cabs. Most of them are still boxed up, where I have at least 7 or 8 of them out. I got the At Games out, a couple Arcade 1-Ups out. But I think some people will extend their space. They'll start adding rooms on. Like, no disrespect to Michael B. Michael B had multiple rooms full of cabs, and some people might have the extended garage full of space. Some people might build a shed out back and put like at least 20, 30 of those things back there. It's all according to your space. 2, money. Money is the major factor in this. You got to make sure that you have money for this hobby of ours. This hobby is not cheap. I kid you not. From the price going up from $300 to like $700, $800, it's ridiculous. So you got to be a complete fanboy of this. And my thing is to spend $750, $775, $800 on the last 2 or 3 ways. You got to really think to yourself, is this hobby really worth it? Like, some people have a bunch of Wave 1s where it was really, really cheap. They were on clearance, like for $99, $50, maybe $1, $2. And then we get to like the pandemic, when it was like $300, $400, $500. Some of them were limited edition cabinets. Then we got past like Wave 5, 6, where the prices started going up from $500 to $700. So price is dictated, and you have to have the income to validate what you're spending. You cannot be overspending when you have obligations around you. Maybe you have child support, alimony, you have kids living with you, maybe you have a spouse living with you, maybe you have debt. Those things come in play on whether you should be spending in this hobby. And I would tell anybody, if you have those things, you need to prioritize your situation before your hobby, because your hobby should not be in front of your priorities. So I will state that. And three, you have to look at it. Your family is a part of this equation. Your family has to be comfortable that you're buying this stuff, because if you put these cabins all around the house and you're not considering the people that live in the house, you could become a divorced husband. Like me, I don't have that problem, but I know a lot of men out there have wives, and they might complain that you might have too many, or it's cluttering up a space in an area that they want to put more of their stuff at. You got to understand, even though you bought this house, but that woman made that home for you to live in it. So you have to understand that you're not the only one living in this house. And on top of that, your kids might not want to play with this stuff because they're playing Xbox, PlayStation, a Nintendo Switch. So having this, is it going to relate to the household that you're trying to integrate these cabinets in? Because your family has to be happy with your hobby, and it can be not be in a session where it drives your family away. So I'm going to add some questions from the Facebook site, and we're going to go with the first one. This one is from the Global Fan page, and there were 2 comments when I posted this question on it. Now, I'm going to take one from Brian Miller. I think his is the most interesting one on it. And it said, there's no number. As many as your space can accommodate. If you can't even open your door because the arcade cabinets is everywhere, then that's too many. If they're nicely arranged and they can go side to side and people can play comfortably, that's enough. Everyone has a different consideration for space, money, children, spouse, neighbors, etc. If you don't trust your own arrangement decision, then get help from an honest family member or a family when they are over. So I think that's a pretty good understanding of the situation that is at hand. So let's jump over to the fan page for Arcade 1-Up, and I'm going to do the first. I have 4, so I'm going to do the first one. Randy being our first one. Shout out to Randy. Well, I have 30 now. LOL. I think I crossed that threshold. Well, that might be the case, but what do you consider crossing the threshold of, 30? 30 is a good number. I think that's a good amount. As long as you have the space, it didn't take away no income away from your house or time. It's not clogging up any space. I think you're perfectly fine. I think you did an excellent job. If you got it all in one room, you maybe have a basement or attic or a shed out back for that many cabs, because that could hold up. I mean, to put 30 in a room, you have to have the room kind of spaced out, and it has to be kind of wide. So, but if you got 30 and your wife is happy with it and the kids are playing with it and your money is not tied in. Second one, going from Bobby Roberts, shout out to him. I started with 1. And I decided to fill the apartment bedroom. Now I have 7 in there. That's all I could fit, and probably would have bought more. LOL. Well, if you could only have 7 in your apartment bedroom, I think that's perfectly fine. Don't try to do too much. Some people go and buy houses to accommodate their fetish. So I think 7 is good for right now, and until you could do better, and based on this economy and inflation, and now the tariffs is all in play, I would say 7 is a good amount to have in your apartment as of right now. So don't trip. You could always switch them in and out if you need to, like P-Dubs did. He actually set up a certain amount, and then whatever he didn't like, he just broke it down, put it back in the box, and he just set up a new one. Number 3, Johnny E. Blaze. I think that's an interesting name. We got a DJ in the hip-hop community with Johnny Blaze, great producer. I have too many, but I want to get rid of them. I want to get rid of them, all of them, before I die. Well, how many do you have? Do you have like 20, 40, 50, 90? Is it I mean, you say you have too many. You have to give us a number. What is too many? That was the whole point of the topic. You have to give us a number. And I would say if you have too many and they're flowing out in the hallways and you have to take extra spaces away from yourself, hopefully you don't have a spouse and kids there. But if you have nobody and you're by yourself, and you just see that you're not playing all of them, then it could be too many. I would advocate that you try to sell some on a Facebook Marketplace or Mercari, or try to dump them on eBay, because there's a lot. Number 4, shout out to Kevin Clarkson, definitely a great supporter of the channel. His stated, once you prioritize your arcades over your children, it becomes too many cabinets. When you rationalize not taking your kids on your vacation because you can't sell memories as a reason to buy more cabinets, then you have to taking it too far. I agree with him. Once you choose to buy cabs and not spend it on your family, that becomes an issue. That might be divorce. You might lose your kids. So I would tell anybody, if you choose to basically choose this session, make sure that you balance both areas carefully. So we're going to go into the conclusion of this video, and that's it. So in conclusion, do I feel how many is too many? I think, going based on my previous facts, family, money, space. If your family's considerate, you have the money and the space, I don't think anybody should tell you not to basically to buy these cabinets, because you do have the 3 basic principles in play. But if your family is not understanding and you're brokey, or you don't have the budget for it and you damn sure don't have the space, please don't try to overspend, because Arcade One Up and the rest of these companies don't care. They just rather have your green. They don't care what financial situation you're going through, or what your marriage is going to be affected by, or how this is going to incorporate in the space in your house. Because if you are a hoarder and you have all this stuff all over the place, it's not going to benefit you. So this is the end of my topic. I want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting this video. And if you like this topic, please give me a thumbs up on the way out. This is your boy Gotham here. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.